The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life BBQ. Gather round the pit with your hosts, Johnny Maggs and Greg the Barbecue Broker DiGiorgio. Let's talk barbecue.
Let's go, baby. Whoa, what a beginning. Welcome, everyone.
What do you guys think of the show so far?
It's the Pit Life BBQ podcast where we talk all things barbecue and any other topic you may talk around the pit. Hello, Chrissy.
Hiya.
Thanks for getting us on. Finally, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Not your fault. Technology sometimes just hits you with an uppercut, you know.
Nothing better when Zoom and Facebook both go, not today.
Joining us today remotely from Arizona, the big man himself, Mr. CMac from CMac Cooks. What's up, Craig?
Yes, sir, Gregory. So, listen, I think it's just another example of how this whole show goes to shit when a tree falls on Mag's house.
It's all fun and games until a
Right.
tree falls on your damn house.
Jesus.
Or son of a bitch. I feel so bad. This guy, his family, they got pummeled up in New Hampshire, which is about
What'd they get?
what they got
Pummeled?
They got pummeled.
They got pummeled.
Pummeled.
What is a pummel?
Don't you know what pumbling is?
Pumbling is? They got pummeled. Like
They got
pummeled.
They got pummeled. There's
Pummeled.
no B in
Yeah.
pummeled. What the fuck?
My wife will just add that to the list of shit that I say all the time. They got pummeled, but I say they got pummeled because they got blasted. He's got trees all over his house. They got a long, like spear javelin thing came flying through the rubber roof, through into the sunroom, and he hit the china cabinet, smashed the glass. I mean, it's awful. It's awful. So, and a tree fell on his car, on his truck, on the pickup truck.
Oh,
It may have bent.
I didn't see that.
It may have bent the frame. Yeah, it fell right on the top of the windshield, cracked it. Jesus. The whole inside with a lighting console all fell down. I mean, holy shit. We just got a little bit of wind in Wakefield. It was nothing really crazy where I am, but he's about an hour and a half north of where I am. So thank God everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And he had to take the day off to deal with that. So
It's no fun.
with that said, I say we just get right into the reads because we're already running, 10 minutes late, Chrissy?
Thank God we don't have a guest, huh?
Claudia. Hi, Claudia. Claudia's in here. I'm so glad you guys are safe, Claudia.
Yes.
Hashtag pummeled.
Claudia, I'm glad you all didn't get pummeled even worse. So.
Me too.
All right.
Speaking of pummeled, Greg, do you ever wonder why when you're having a big pummeled barbecue and nobody's showing up to pummel with you,
I always
but your
wonder
next
why.
door neighbor,
Everyone's
door neighbor is pummeling along just as well?
Yeah, he gets
And
pummeled.
everybody's there?
He gets pummeled every time he lights up his grill. Why is that?
That's right. Well, he's pummeling with Uncle Steve's Shake. So listen, the guy's got a dozen flavors, including my all-time favorite rub, Gator Shake.
Yep.
He's got the one and only dessert shake. Best customer service. The guy is fantastic. Listen, you call him up, you got any kind of issues, you want to just talk about shake, you get the man himself. I mean, how could it be any better than that, right?
Hands
I will tell you how it gets better than that. New on Facebook.
Yep.
Uncle Steve Shake Nation. If you have not joined this group, guys, join the group. Steve's got all of any of his videos, pictures that folks have done using his rub.
Yep.
They're all on there. Give him a shout. Order some rub.
Mm-hmm.
Share your pictures. Share your videos. Uncle Steve Shake. www.unclesteveshake.com/pummeled. That's what you need.
Absolutely. Pummeled. Yeah, that's going to be an excellent group. I can't wait to start posting in there. Today's episode also brought to you by Two Guys Smoke Shop. Whether you're barbecuing or not, we're always keeping the smoke rolling thanks to our friends at twoguyscigars.com. Today we're smoking the Stadium Series 2 thanks to our friends at twoguyscigars.com. We can smoke some of the best cigars in the world, and so can you. Just visit the number 2 guyscigars.com for your perfect barbecue companion. That's the number 2 guyscigar.com. Good stuff, actually. CMac, who else is today's episode brought to you by?
Also standing right in front of you, Magnus Chef gloves. Listen, patented magnet safety clip. Craig, I'm not there, so you got to show the clip. How does that work? Dude, allows for rapid release of one or both hands. Oh, you're going dual colors. Look at that.
Boom. They just come right off my sticky fingers. But, dude, these things, I'm going to tell you, they might feel a little odd when you first put them on. Give them a chance. There's a reason that they're designed like this.
Oh, they're fantastic. Listen, they got grip waves. You can pull pork. You get a little grip on them.
Look at that.
No need for claws.
You can hang
them.
You
got five badass colors, including the 3 that you see there.
Yep.
Heat resistant up to 500 degrees. And Chrissy,
more.
I think you know what I'm about to say. I've tested them. Don't try it at home, folks, but I've tried it 7,000 degrees. All right. Magnus Chef will not back it at 7,000.
Nope.
I've tried it.
Nope.
It works.
We've both picked up live coals on fire and pieces of wood with these gloves, and they didn't have it melted down. Mine haven't melted down at all. Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Listen, when you got a product like this designed by a real-life firefighter,
he knows
what's
up.
The joint.
Yep.
All right? Made in the USA.
America.
You want to support these guys. MagnusChef.com.
Check out Al.
Some gloves.
Al Infante, everybody. Magnus Chef, that's with an E. MagnusChef.com. And today's also brought to you by Custom Cutting Boards R Us. Now, if you haven't checked out our buddy Ian Hemming at Custom Cutting Boards R Us, I'll tell you right now, he's building some of the toughest cutting boards on the market right now. These things are 100% dishwasher safe, UV protected. They got rubber footings on the bottom so that they don't slide around on you. The deep juice reservoir, kind of a little bit deeper than you would expect for these cutting boards, really retains those juices when you're cutting into it. Multiple colors and sizes, including the dishwasher size. You have the Gigantor brisket board, which is almost
a great board.
Almost up to my waist. It's up to CMac's knee, but still, it's a monster cutting board. You can fit 3 briskets on the thing and cut them. And his new pizza board, which is pretty awesome. You get that perfect slice every time. And I know you like to make those pizzas in the green egg, as I do.
Yes.
It is such a great vessel to make pizzas. And then when you use that board, man, again, rubber footing on the bottom. It's not sliding around on you. Today's episode, check them out at Custom Cutting Boards R Us. That's the letter R, us.com. And today's episode also brought to you by Backline Fabrication, Backline Smokers, Mr. Ryan Newland out of Austin, Texas. Now, this guy is making some of the best, I'll tell you right now, some of the best and most innovative custom pits, live fire devices, competition carts, offset smokers. Mm-hmm. He takes the time to learn about what it is you like, what makes you tick. And he just incorporates that kind of like silently into your pit. You just start noticing these things. I mean, he really puts his heart and soul into it, and it shows. And that's why the possibilities are endless, and no 2 pits look the same. So check out Ryan Newland, backlinefabrication.com. Check out what he's putting out on his Instagram at backlinefab, and I guarantee you guys won't be disappointed with what Ryan's doing. So that's our family right there. Speaking of family, where are you, buddy? This is like your 15th time?
Second week in a row.
Co-hosting?
Second week in a row. I'm out in sunny Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yep.
Had the kids' spring break, and we've got a little place out here. So we came out with some friends and just warming up. In fact, I was hoping to do this out on our little deck. We've got a great little deck. We're on the 3rd floor of our condo, and we overlook this little lake. I was hoping to give you guys a view, but it's 95, and my iMac overheated, so I had to run in really quick. So we had all kinds of technical difficulties.
Yeah. What is the temp out there? Nice dry heat out in Arizona, right?
It is very dry this time of year. So, the 95 or so today feels like about 80 back in New England.
So you were there last week and you're back again, but what were you there last week for?
Dude, so I think anybody that follows me know that I do a lot of work with a company called Afterflame, and the owners live out here in Scottsdale, and we had an epic, we called it the Afterflame Live Fire Social event. We had about 20 local chefs, ambassadors, influencers. We had guys fly in from the UK. They had 9 Afterflames set up, and we basically cooked all weekend and shot content and had an absolute blast. And by the way, I said it's 95 and it feels like 80. Yeah, but 95 cooking over, hot fire for about 8 hours every day, it gets a little
hot.
Gets a little draining, but I'll tell you what, it was a fun event. There were some great people out there, a lot of social media folks that you guys might be familiar with, especially from Instagram. Go over to my page, you can see it. But did a lot of cooking and kind of I was part of the hosting team for it. A lot of the companies came out as well, the guys from Fogo Charcoal and PS Seasonings, and I could go down the line. It was a blast, and but it took me about a week to recover, and then we got on a plane to come back out here again. This trip's a little bit more relaxing. So
this is the you went out by yourself last week, and then this week is with the fam.
With the fam, yeah. So this was kind of our, I didn't really do anything on Easter. I was still recovering.
Yeah.
But I know you did. I saw some stuff get posted. What'd you cook? That spiral ham was you, yeah?
The spiral ham was me. First of all, I just want to let everyone know real quick. We were supposed to have Leonard from Truth Barbecue on today. And we were talking up until yesterday. And so I know some of you guys were waiting for that, especially Big Rome, Robert, and some of the guys that, were with us when, in Kent when we met Leonard. But unfortunately, I think he just got tied up and he never made it back to the chat. So I'm not going to say we got ghosted because we were talking, but he's a busy guy. I mean, he's in the top, 10 barbecue or whatnot. So anyway, so that was a quick little story. I know some of you guys are waiting for Leonard. Maybe we'll try to get him another time. But on Saturday, the day before Easter, I cooked a really awesome tomahawk steak.
Ooh, I saw that.
Yeah. Whole Foods, it's just staring me right in the face. And I was like, shit, that thing looks good. It was 3 pounds.
Got to do it.
3 pounds with the bone. Give you a little infused truffle butter when you buy steaks there, apparently. It's got these little pucks. And that thing, man, put that in the kettle. About 325. A little oak in there, and less than an hour later, I think it was ready to kind of pull over right to the flames, and that was delicious. But really excited about the Easter ham I did,
dude.
What?
That I actually had. I saw that hit my feed, and then I had to go take a cold shower. That was
put sunglasses on. That was the color, Chrissy. The color. Yes. So. It was your traditional already cooked spiral ham, right? Everyone double smokes, whatever. It's all about the glaze that you put on the ham. And I've done a bunch of different glazes over the years, from maple bourbon, honey, to orange bourbon, this, that, cherry, pineapple glazes. But this one we did this year, I got to tell you, it's probably one of my favorites that we did. It was just a cup of my barbecue sauce, quarter cup of apple jelly, quarter cup of dark brown sugar, quarter cup of honey, and to thin it out, you ready for this one? A quarter cup of 100% all natural beet juice.
Ooh, so that's where a lot of that red came from.
Beet juice. Now, It was kind of an accident. I wasn't like, hey, let's add beet juice in here and it's going to be delicious. I didn't have any juice at all or anything thin enough to thin out the glaze. So I got the beet juice, which we have for smoothies. I added a quarter cup, and it turned to this nice red color. And you know what? You couldn't taste the beet whatsoever. So I glazed it, and that thing came out amazing. And now it got me thinking. That would be an amazing glaze for ribs. Could you think turning in ribs at the KCBS we have our comp coming up right in June.
Yep.
Turning in ribs with that glaze, that red color, those ribs. I mean, I don't know. It could be beet juice. It could be a thing.
I'll tell you, it was beautiful. Robert says #moist AF.
Moist AF.
Go along with the shirt, but
what's up?
Man,
What's up? Yes,
it was
Kent. Yes, shit show. Yes. What's up, Big Rome? What's up, K. Yor? What's up, Craig McPherson? Robert, Big Salinas. But what's up, Gray? Efron, all the boys in the house today.
Did we just get trolled?
Jeff Nelson. By who?
Yeah, we did.
By who? Who we get trolled by?
Mustafa.
Oh, what did he post? Like a freaking crypto link or some crap?
I don't know.
Something to do with WhatsApp and da 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 da. Like, what?
Well, wait a second. Now this has happened before, and it looks like it's coming from us, right?
No. That's why or is this just somebody you guys know? Abu Elizabeth.
I don't know.
There's a lot of French going on.
Yeah, there's a whole lot.
K. Yor is trying to translate, but
wait. Hey, Mom. My mother's in the everyone behave. Mom's in the lobby.
Yes,
Hi,
all right, we got to clean it up now.
Clean it up. Actually, my mother's got a mouth like a truck driver if she wants, so she fits in just fine. I love you, Ma. But I went live once at Houston on the Pit Life page, and as I was live, Chrissy, I sent you a screenshot.
Yeah.
A message came up from Pit Life BBQ podcast as if one of us typed it, and it was a Bitcoin thing. I'm like, what? So I think we might need to change the password, maybe.
I'm not in control.
I'll tell you, those hackers, man, they're ridiculous. We had a guy out at the our big Afterflame cook.
Yep.
This guy's a pretty big guy on Instagram. He's got something like 265,000 followers or something, and he had got hacked a couple weeks before, and I don't know if you remember, I got hacked last summer, right? Prior to Riverfest and art.
That was awful.
And there's no support, and I'm just a little guy, but you would think a guy like that's got so many followers, they'd have Facebook or Instagram would have a little bit more support. Man, you're SOL, and and of course they were trying to get money out of them, but
you're in trouble. We rely on it because we're always on it.
Oh,
like,
hey,
Brad.
I just translated it. It's like a telenovela.
What is that? What? Who?
I just translated it, and it's a whole thing. Yeah.
What's it mean? What's it say, Chrissy?
You want a quick rundown? Is hello everyone. I'm Therese, or whatever her name is. I was married to a gentleman who loved me so much, and I loved him too. One day he decided to take another woman because I can't manage to give him children yet.
Oh, now what? How much money does she want? How much money does she want?
Yeah, I don't.
No one send this person money.
His phone number is this.
Oh my God.
Yada yada.
I'll call you later.
Wow. There's lots of phone numbers attached. Something to do with WhatsApp. Yeah.
Chrissy, can you screenshot and send me that phone number, please?
It's in the chat, love. They're all there. There's multiple.
They're gonna be like, "Hi, I'm so sorry. Can I have your social security number?"
Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm calling her.
Like, oh hi, yes. Oh, you want my social security number? Hold on 1 second.
Let me shoot that over to you on your WhatsApp.
That is not what I was expecting. I was
post
like,
it
let's
right to my
translate this
Facebook
for
page.
fun. It'll probably be like Bitcoin or something.
It's one of those ones like, "Hi, dear madam, my beloved blah blah blah. I'm trapped and I cannot send money. Could you please accept this money of $18 billion and transfer it to my other account? I don't know you, but I trust you with all this money."
Yes.
Yeah.
Dear sir.
Dear sir / madam.
Hey, so a couple things really quick. I know we probably only got 30 seconds left because we started 20 minutes late.
All right.
We're at 5:27. Leave Chrissy alone.
All right, we're good.
The way this show runs over, you got to go another 20 minutes or so.
What's up, Crawdad?
Oh, nice.
Crawdaddy in the house. Yep. What were we saying?
Hey, so a couple of quick shout outs. So I know this isn't, really barbecue related, but I'm throwing an event. Me and another buddy are throwing an event at Bear Wolf Brewery in Amesbury on April 30th. We had talked about doing some barbecue stuff, and it kind of morphed into this chowder cook-off. So we're doing a big chowder cook-off. We got about 12 teams. If anybody loves chowder, loves beer, April 30th, get your tickets online. We got Facebook page, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Should be a blast. We're doing this also to raise a bunch of money for the Amesbury Kiwanis Club too. The other thing is on May 7th, got something fun coming up in Chatfield, Connecticut for you New Englanders.
Oh yeah,
it's the first annual Chatfield True Value Egg Fest.
Okay.
And I'm going to be cooking out there. It's not a competition. It's just going to be one of their demos. I'm sure they'll have demo eggs to sell if you're looking to get a big green egg that's only been cooked on once. They always have great deals at those egg fests. But I'm going to be cooking with our boy Mike C.
Yeah,
is going to be joining me because he is a Connecticut boy. So looking forward to that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So if you're in Connecticut, around there, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, whatever, New England, come on out and join us. One other thing, Chrissy, I'm a little sad because this all happened very late. Usually what happens when I join as a guest co-host?
We do cocktails with CMac.
Cocktails with CMac.
I did not have time, and here I'm in Arizona, and we didn't have time. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of cocktails with CMac, we're going to do shotgunning with CMac.
Oh, hell yeah. Hold on. Wait, before you do it, you got to get officially called out by my Texas boys at TBC.
Yeah?
Texas Barbecue Chapter. Call them out, guys. Call out CMac. You got to give them the official call out. Let's go, Big Rome. Efron.
Right,
Efron says he loves chowder. Let's go.
Shouldn't be doing this inside, but, what the hell?
If Schmitty was on, he'd give you the official call out right now.
Just
now don't
jizzed all over.
You just don't choke on the little piece of aluminum that you just cut open.
I'm glad the wife's not in our condo right now. I'd be getting in trouble, but too damn hot.
Oh, Efron says he's calling you out. Let's go. Big Rome says calling you out. Oh, you just got called out. Let's go, baby. TBC just called you out hard.
Just a little hole.
Hard. They just called you out. Look at this guy. Little dribbles down his chin. Nothing. Clean. Yeah. Wow, look at that. That is phenomenal. I'm going to have to
that was the best I could do. Best I could do at late notice. So sorry I didn't have cocktails. I couldn't join you guys, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me ask you this. So
yes, sir.
How was your chowder?
You're
not a New Englander.
No.
Whatever, a New Englander. So
right.
But you've wrapped your hands around New England in your arms,
Yes.
Like you really become one of us. So I'm sure you've dabbled with, making chowder or whatever. So
I've dabbled.
So what are you cooking for this? Are you cooking chowder for this at all? Or you not?
No, man. We're expecting, somewhere between 300 and 500 people. I think we're almost to 300 people with our pre-sale tickets.
That's awesome.
I am not going to be cooking. I am going to be running around, running the event. There's just going to be too much to do. So we based this on, there's a chili competition that Amesbury firefighters throw every year in October, and I've done it 3 years. So last year we won it, and so it's really based on that. So knowing how much work these guys put into that event, no, there's no way I can cook and run the event and handle stuff at the same time. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I love chowder. I'm a semi-traditional New England chowder guy. Even before I moved out here.
Tell me how.
So
what does that mean? Explain to people what that means.
So, it's a white cream-based chowder. Clam. But I will tell you this. I do like a corn chowder. I do like some different stuff. And we've got they've been sending me, the teams have been sending me their recipes, and we've got some pretty creative stuff. So it's not, we're not going to have, 11, 12 teams just doing clam chowder. In fact, I think we've got more teams doing non-clam chowder. We got fish chowder. We've got some Key West conch chowder, which I'm super excited. And the guy that's doing this is a phenomenal cook. Used to own his own restaurant.
Yep.
We got some really good cooks and some really creative stuff. I think I saw a roasted chipotle corn chowder or roasted chipotle. I guess that's kind of the same. But yeah, listen, again, it's not, we're talking barbecue. This isn't barbecue, but I'll tell you what, most of these guys that, you and I and everybody else here, you're foodies, right? And it's going to be some good stuff. It's going to be fun.
You know how you make your, you know how you turn that chowder into barbecue? Yeah, add a little Uncle Steve shake.
We could do some brisket chowder. Hell, I did brisket ice cream. Why can't we do some brisket chowder?
But I'm saying you can turn that chowder into barbecue. Just add a little Uncle Steve shake. Pop it in the green egg. Cook it in the egg.
I like that. Well, we've got Chapin, Kennett, who is a member and usually watches the show. He may be on today. I think I saw him on earlier. He's got a team. Him and his wife have got a team. So there's going to be some good stuff. I'm impressed.
That sounds like it's going to be fun, man.
Now we just got to wait till hope that the weather's going to be good.
Yep.
Spring in New England, you never know. Apparently,
this is the rain.
What you're going to get.
This is the rain season for us.
Yeah.
Remember, posting a lot of cooks last year during this time, and it was just pouring rain.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of rain never hurt anybody.
Yeah. May is usually pretty wet, but we need it around here. Things need to bloom.
Oh, look, yep, Chapin is in there. Nordic. Hey, how about this? Check out that post.
Ooh.
They're doing Nordic salmon chowder.
No way.
I love it.
That's cool, man. Because only used to clam chowder, really, but that's and I love a corn chowder. You don't get those other like fish chowders or, just all these other exotic chowders. You don't really get that around here. You go to Legal Seafood, you get the standard, or any fish place, you get the standard chowder, which I like. But
I do have to say that nobody was crazy enough to throw in a Manhattan chowder that I've seen yet. So I think most will still be kind of cream white chowders. So
what's the Manhattan chowder? Different, like a browner sauce, or what is that?
What's that? New England?
No,
Manhattan. Yeah, Manhattan's the red chowder. Red, okay, not as thick.
Yep.
Yeah, not a big fan. But it's. I'll tell you. I don't know if you felt it, and we've had this conversation before. Especially being from California, I don't believe in this thing called grilling season, right?
Grilling season. What is that? Talk about
that. It's year round.
I hear it a lot you hear it a lot in our group in New England Pit Masters. So you hear a lot of. I'm looking forward to grilling season.
Yeah.
I'm like, when
I'll tell
does that start again?
But listen, some people are more hardcore than others. But I'll tell you what, over the last few weeks, and with events coming up, it's really felt like it's kicked up a notch.
Yep.
It does. It does slow down. I don't stop cooking for the winter, but I'll tell you, and it's like every weekend now. We've got our KCBS. We're starting to talk about. We got
so excited about that.
Len's. I know Len's. The Bedlam barbecue's been pushed out a little bit, but it's I'm starting to get kind of excited about the events again, right?
Mm-hmm. We really upped our game this year for the KCBS in regards to the meat selection.
Oh yeah.
Last year
that was our I think part our weak link that first year.
The weak link was the meat. I mean, look, you don't have to use a Wagyu. You could turn out a great box with a prime. But when everybody else is using Wagyu, it kind of puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage. I
agree.
I think that the meat, selection that we got was decent, but it needed to be leveled up a little bit, and we did that this year.
Yeah.
Snake River Farms brisket, competition Duroc pork package, or the competition package for the Duroc pork for our butts and our ribs. But I think the biggest thing that we also could, that we again, that was our first time doing a KCBS. Really was our first competition, period. And we were like, right, let's just jump into the KCBS. Well, it's local. Let's
Yeah.
just do it.
Yeah.
You don't have too many around. But I think that presentation, we can step it up a little bit more, especially with the brisket. I could have presented it a lot better than I did, but I learned a lot in the past year. Took a class recently, so I kind of got some inside scoop on.
Yes, I like that. I think that's going to benefit us big time.
Yeah. I just learned a lot of stuff on how not to get DQ'd, which was a big one, which we didn't get DQ'd last year, and we didn't come in last in anything. But I think that if the brisket was, flipped upside down where the smoke ring was at the top, although they don't judge you on the smoke ring, and it's not supposed to be judged because it's can be fabricated with, Tender Quick or whatever. It still looks better. And even though you're not supposed to compare it to the previous box that you just looked at, it still looks good. And you know that everyone else turning in a good smoke ring. So I could have flipped it upside down, had the smoke ring up top, maybe cut the point off the bottom so it wasn't the decal seam in between. It made it just look a little bit better, I think. The ribs, we need to get them a little bit more tender than we did last year. They were backyard tender last year, but they need to be like, you know what I'm saying, like clean, bite through. And we need to push them together, no gaps in between the ribs. That was a tip from our buddy Billy Gillespie. Push those ribs together. And that's kind of what I saw during the competition class too, how they presented it.
I agree. And I think we weren't nearly drunk enough, I might say.
We might have to get a little bit more tipsy this year.
It's going to be fun. But I'll tell you what, I'm excited because I've started practicing, as you know. I just got a new drum smoker that from
Yes, you did. Cotton gin?
From Cotton Gin.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Now, that little door in the front you can open up and refill your water pan. And
so Matt Messer is doing some beautiful stuff, all handmade stuff. I actually bid on that. My buddy Big Paul on the Grill, every year he has his foundation to help. He lost his son years ago to pediatric cancer, so he has a big auction, and Matt donated one of his top of the line Harvester drums. Mm-hmm. And I had been looking at them. I thought they were beautiful, and happened to bid on it and got it. And 4 or 5 months, it was during the winter. But just got it delivered the other day. Did my first cook. Did a couple of tri-tips on it that were phenomenal. But I think we're going to, since I'm doing the pork butt for the comp, I'm going to start practicing on that. But that thing, I'm pretty impressed so far. It's a beautiful cooker. I've wanted to cook on a drum for a while, and that was, I've never cooked on anybody else's. That was my first cook, and it's fun. I've never hung meats before. I hung a couple prime tri-tips from Alpine Butcher. And, they were really good tri-tips, but probably the best tri-tips I've ever cooked. And I'm from California. I used to cook tri-tips all the time.
Hanging meat in a barrel can get tricky. Because it's in a barrel. It's not like you're on a Santa Maria. You can raise it up and down a little bit if you need to. But I think what's important that you have in your cotton gin barrel is a deflection plate or diffuser plate. Bless you, Chrissy. You have a diffuser plate in there,
right?
And some of them don't come with that, and I think that's a huge piece of it. Kevin's doesn't. He's a gorgeous barrel that Lenny made him, but there's no diffuser plate in there, so to speak. So we put a water pan on the middle rack, kind of use that as a little bit of a deflection method, and it worked good. But Schmitty over at TBC was telling me how he bought a pizza pan, I think at Walmart.
Oh yeah,
and he put a pizza pan. So Kevin, if you're listening out there, try this: get a pizza pan, put it on that middle rack, kind of like right in the center, and then you put your water, pan on top of that, and now you got kind of a round, like more of a deflection space where it's pushing it off to the side. hitting the dome and coming right back down. So, and that could save that little bit of charring if you're hanging some meat, potentially, right? You might, if you're hanging, you're going to have to flip them. Do you flip when you're hanging to put the part that's down up? Or how does that work?
So I didn't on my tri-tip, and I might try that on the ribs. But on the tri-tip, I do it on the small point, right?
Yep.
And so the side of the tip that's closest to the fire is, the biggest and the thickest.
Right.
So I didn't have to, but I did finish it caveman style. So I hung it to cook.
Right on the coals.
Got it to about 110, 115, and threw those two bad boys right in the coals, and yeah, it was freaking tasty.
I love throwing it in the coals.
Yeah.
Throw it on the bigger coals, not this kind of the stuff that's ashing up.
Oh,
you don't get
you
won't get that ash on there if you put it on the right spot. People worry about getting ash on their meat when they do that, but if you put it on the right spot, it's hot enough, and it's just you can't beat it. That's a hell of a reverse sear right there.
Absolutely. It's the best.
Yep. So Brad says that's the way I have my UDS. It's a great vessel, and it's what most people are using in comps these days. They're busting out. They're using the Smoky Mountains. They're using the barrels.
The Humphreys. Listen,
so much lighter than carrying 3 green eggs around. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I love the green eggs, but it's
at
just
that
a tough thing.
KCBS last summer.
Yep.
I was actually surprised on how many UDSs we saw.
Wicked shocked.
But yeah, between UDSs and Humphreys, that was kind of the two big choices from the majority of the cookers.
And for you guys that don't know who Humphreys what a Humphrey smoker is, they're out of Vermont. They're up here in the Northeast, and I guess I can kind of compare them to like Pitmaker in Texas. I guess Pitmaker. Yeah, I didn't really know who Pitmaker was until I kind of checked out. I seen a lot of them at the Houston Cook-Off, and the guys next to us were Lee, who was just on our show, blanking on his last name. He has a bunch of pit makers. They come in cabinets. They come in different styles. So kind of a similar outfit, I think. But Humphrey's making some great smokers. If I was to get a food truck or a comp cart, it'd probably be one of those things I'd consider to get a Humphrey's on.
Yeah, there were some nice. I mean, they're high end cabinet smokers. That's for sure.
Yeah, you could fit a lot though in them. A lot.
Oh yeah.
They got racks on racks in there. I mean, you could fit 50 racks of ribs in those things.
I don't know if you remember when we were setting up and the dude, if we're facing our campsite to the right of us that wheeled that Humphreys out. Yeah, that was a beautiful cooker.
But so Bill Purvis from Chicken Fried Barbecue, he's got one barrel for every meat, basically.
Yep.
And so it's gonna be good. You gotta get some practice. We had some practice in.
I know. Listen, this is the time. It's spring. It's spring. What's LFG?
Dude, pork was our best category last year, which is your category. It's your category.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
We
came in, whose category
that
was
it? Your category. And we came in 14th last year for pork out of 30 teams.
I was proud of that.
I think that was pretty phenomenal. I mean, look.
Listen, I was proud of all of our stuff for the first round, even our steak. We beat some guys on the steak. I'm not going to drop.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to drop any names. They know who they are, but we beat some good team even on our steak.
We did. We beat some people that traveled from like multiple states away. I'm not saying it, but traveled multiple states away just to come in for the steak comp and left.
Right.
And we were like that was fun because we all it was like a pit stop when the steak comes in the pit stop. We're all like lift, scrape, spray, flip, turn.
Listen,
timer.
You've never seen
set the timer.
You've never seen 4 dudes, working on one steak flip.
One little 18-inch kettle. We're all hovering over it with our tools in our hand, a timer, like flip now, turn, scrape. That was fun. But one thing I did learn is that they can't judge you on what's not in the box. So if we do the pork and everyone, the money muscle is the best, right? So if you could do like 3 rows of money muscle if you really wanted to. And they can't judge you on not having tubes, on not having, pieces from the collar in there or whatever. You could have just tubes. You could have just collar meat. They can't judge you what's not in it. They can't compare you to the box next to it, which I thought was interesting. And you know what a new rule is for this year? KCBS, new rule of the year.
What's that?
I don't know if it came out this year. Yeah, it had to. It is this year.
Okay.
You no longer, there's no more weight limit on pork. So if you could bring a 2-pound pork butt, had to be 4 pounds before. So now there's no weight limit on it. And you can detach the money muscle before the cook. It's legal now. And if I'm wrong, someone say I'm wrong, but I double-checked and I asked the instructor. We talked about the gray area where people would trim all the way around and just leave it kind of dangling and then cut it off at 165, 170 when pork is technically done.
That's what we did.
That's what we did last year.
Yeah.
But now you could just cut it off and cook it completely separate. Hell, you could cook just money muscles if you want, slice them and dice them and throw them in there. That's true story. So you can pay special attention to the money muscle with the price that.
I know it was one. Yeah, it was one of those rules before that I guess, was kind of, like you said, was kind of in that gray area, they weren't going to trip too much if you cooked the majority of it, attached
Cooked.
And then you,
right.
Yeah. And then you pulled it and wrapped it separately, which we did. So,
Right. So that's a new rule. So you can pull it, you can leave it attached. You could cut it off in the beginning and get bark all the way around that, Larry, and you should be good to go. So
good to know. See, man, I wish I was in town when I would have loved to go to that judges. So I know we only got a few minutes left, but can you recap how that experience was? The
was
judges class.
It was fun. They stumped us. They had a couple cook teams there that weren't cooking their best. They were trying to stump you. They were looking for, like, if you pool sauce on like a piece of greenery or whatever, if you pool sauce, that could be used as marking. So we had to disqualify some, and someone had some red leaf lettuce in there. You can't have any red. It has to be green leaf only. Can't have any red whatsoever, because that could be used as marking as well. We got just burn ends for one of the briskets. It was just burn ends only. That's it. And you have to score it on that. There's no rule that it has to be slices of flat or point. It just be burn ends. And then the other one was just half slices of the flat. They cut it in half and laid it out. And you had to just judge it as that's what's in the box. And it doesn't matter if the 10 before you had full slices and looked better. If this looks good with just half slices and they presented it well, you could get a 9 on presentation like that. You could, technically. So it's going to be fun. I think that, everyone had a chance to judge all 4 meats. And I felt that I was kind of right on par with the rest of the class, and especially our judges' table when they broke us out into tables. I felt like I was right on par with kind of what the other people were judging, and scoring. I was hoping that would be somewhere around there, not too off. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was fun. Good. But we are right there, Chrissy. Right? Pretty much?
Yeah. We got rolling a little slow, so
I
was letting us go over a little
late today.
Appreciate you, Boom Boom.
A little late today, but thanks for jumping in today, bud.
You're always there
you're always there when we need you.
Always a pleasure,
well,
man. I just wish I could have been there to give you and Boom Boom a big hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next time. And shout out to Johnny Maggs and family. Glad you guys are safe from the hurricane force winds that took over your neighborhood this morning.
Insane,
20 minutes after John left for work.
Yep.
20 minutes.
I know. I saw him this morning. I'm like, why am I seeing you this
early?
Here
right now? Anyway, hit it, Chrissy.
All righty. Do your bit.
Here we go. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. Catch the audio anywhere podcasts can be found. Any questions, send them to pitlifebarbecue@gmail.com. Obviously, rate, hit the subscribe button, share, do all that fun stuff
Yeah.
All the links to our family and sponsors are below.
All of them.
All of them. Chrissy does a great
so
job
many.
putting them all in
Yes,
there
she does.
every week. Thank
She's the
you
best.
for the big
I
man
try.
for joining us today. Sorry
Yeah,
we
thanks for that.
couldn't bring Leonard from Truth Barbecue on this week, but my dude Clay Cowgill from Snow's Barbecue will be on next week. We have been talking right along since my trip to Texas. So I am super excited for next week. Make sure you guys jump on for then. Or jump on
Yes.
then. And until next week, keep
Yeah,
that
baby.
smoke rolling, baby.
Keep that smoke rolling.
Boom.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.